Hi guys, I am here to do a review over Doctor Strange episode 4. I think that this episode was really good and I would actually highly recommend it. I'm going to do a non-spoiler section and a spoiler section, so if you have not watched this episode, I would highly recommend to stop watching this video halfway through when I tell you I'm getting into spoilers because a lot happens in this episode. Okay. Now let's get started with the non-spoiler section. I think this was a really good episode. I personally think that this will be the most memorable episode of What If, because I thought last week's episode was sad and crazy, and I'm glad that didn't happen in our timeline with the MCU. But this episode was so much worse. And I'm not even that, I love Doctor Strange, don't get me wrong, but it's far from my favorite movie or my favorite characters. So I was not expecting to enjoy this as much as I did. Enjoy this, I enjoyed it, but I would be lying if I didn't tell you that I was sad the whole entire time. And I was like, why are you doing this to us? Because it was depressing and I did not enjoy it in that way. It was a great story. They did a wonderful job with it, but oh my goodness. Doctor Strange. Won't talk about it because it's spoilers, but you need some help. go go to like a support group or something and don't. Oh yeah. It was sad. Um, Enough about that. Okay. I thought that the animation was really, really great. I really enjoyed it. I think that it worked so well with the story that they were trying to tell here. It was a crazy, crazy story, but I think it was done really, really well. What else? What else should I talk about? I personally think that the voice acting was phenomenal also. Many um, of the cast of Doctor Strange came back and voiced their characters for What If, and I think everyone did a wonderful job. There wasn't a single time by anyone that I was like, and that wasn't as good. But no, it was great. These people are phenomenal and good job. You did a great job with this. And the story, I can't wait to get into the spoiler section because so much stuff happened in this episode and everything was just, it was so sad. It was so sad. Um, yeah, that's really all I have to say about this. I would highly recommend this episode if you enjoy Doctor Strange at all. And like I said, I'm not even Doctor Strange is a great character, but he's not my favorite Avenger by anywhere close to my favorite Avenger. He's not anywhere close to the bottom of the list, but he would probably be towards the middle. And I was not expecting to enjoy this as much as I did, and it's like I said, it's my favorite episode that we've watched so far. So I would highly recommend this episode. It's so sad, so be prepared to have your heart broken in a billion pieces, but it was really good. I liked it a lot. So now I'm gonna go into spoilers. So if you have not watched this episode, I would highly recommend to not watch this part because I think it'll just ruin the experience if you know anything. And I didn't know anything going into this episode, and I think it changed my viewing experience a lot. So I would highly recommend not to watch this part. Okay, now that I've said that, I'm gonna start with spoilers now. Okay, so the story of this episode is that Doctor Strange is going with Christine, and every single time Christine dies in a car crash, every single time. the first time it happened, he just lived his life, and then of course he went and went on and did the stuff that he did with like the Ancient One and things like that. But in this timeline, he went back and tried to bring Christine back, and he wanted Christine to come back. And he kept trying and kept trying and kept trying, and no matter, even if he changed their route to go to the place that they were trying to go, no, even if like he didn't pick her up, or if they didn't even go to the place they were gonna go and just ate pizza, every single time. And sometimes it was a car crash, sometimes there was an explosion in one of them, one time someone shot her, like every single time she was killed. And it caused him to go do like this dark magic stuff and put monsters inside of his body and caused the destruction of the world. And although he brought Christine back, Christine died like right after, and he was a monster. So like it was that probably doesn't make any sense, but if you've watched the episode, then I didn't want to focus too much on that. So that was basically the story. And I just gotta say, I loved Christine in the original Doctor Strange movie. There's only one Doctor Strange movie, so I don't know why I said the original, but like in the Doctor Strange movie. And we hadn't seen her since the Doctor Strange movie, so it was great to see her again. And just Doctor Strange and Christine are so great together. They're such great characters. And in the Doctor Strange movie, they're just friends. But it really is great to see them and together, and it was awesome. I loved them. And seeing how sad Doctor Strange was just made me so sad. And like how he destroyed the world to be with Christine, but he wasn't there anymore. All he cared about was getting Christine back. And like it was so good. I don't really know how to explain this episode because everything is so complex and everything happens because of this or because of this. And it's so crazy. It's a crazy episode, and it's definitely one where it ended. I actually remember because I watched this episode with Ro, and after that, I was like, that was sad. And she was like, yeah, that was, so, but oh my goodness, was that a crazy thing that happened? Like, they destroyed the world. Which isn't the first time this happened in What If, but it did, like, the world was completely destroyed. And, but seeing different characters that died was great. Seeing the Ancient One again, seeing Wong didn't die, but seeing Wong and Doctor Strange was great because we really hadn't seen those characters in a really long time, so it was great to see them. And people had been expecting to see Doctor Strange since WandaVision, which the time of this coming out, What If coming out, was a while ago. So yeah, we've been wanting to see Doctor Strange for a really long time, and it was great to see him again, because we'd been expecting to see him with all these alternate realities with Loki and WandaVision and like all this stuff, but we hadn't. And it was great to see him again. It was great, and his story was fantastic, and the whole thing with like Doctor Strange, there was one version of Doctor Strange that was getting over his life and was living his life, and then the bad Doctor Strange that was putting monsters in his body to try to get Christine back, and like all those things, and those two Doctor Strange people being so different, and then them having a fight, and they got to fight because like the world was breaking, and he wanted to try to get it back. It was I don't know how to explain this episode. I really hope I'm doing this well. Because it's so complex and they did everything so well, and it was definitely not something I was expecting to happen with this show, but I really enjoyed it and it was great. I feel like I didn't say a whole lot other than that I enjoyed it and that it was crazy and I was not expecting this. But I'm really happy that they decided to do this because What If is a great way to put these alternate realities and not having any consequences for their actions. If they did this in Doctor Strange, it would mean a lot different for how Infinity War and Endgame ended up. But just what if nothing happens after this episode? So it was great to see them tell the story in a way that doesn't really affect anything. So, yeah, I really thought that this was really great. I would highly recommend this episode if you have not watched it already. Um, that's really all I have to say about it. I know I've said that a lot, but it was great, and I would highly recommend it. I hope you're doing a wonderful thing today. I hope you're having a good day. You can watch What If on Wednesdays on Disney Plus. I love you 3000 and stay safe. Bye guys!